So this is what it's all about. It's the peat on Islay. And there we have peat. Now just mixing the bites. Check out the road here. It's so long. It's that road in North Dakota or something. So it's cut up, it's got ridges like that, you can see. And it's stacked like that to dry. So that's us, Bruichladdich. We're done here, unfortunately. No time for a tour. We've got a ferry to catch. In the background of the music is the Maverick Angels, I believe. This is the Bruichladdich tasting, our trip to Islay. Although highly rewarding and very satisfying, unfortunately we never got to do Bruichladdich in its entirety. We arrived for the festival day, which you saw, we only managed to spend 25 minutes there due to having to catch a ferry. Our time was extremely tight, and regrettably it wasn't possible to take a tour or to do even much filming at all there, so to make up for that I found it necessary to make a purchase whisky-wise, and one of the festival bottlings, Bruichladdich Ancien Regime, which is the end of an era, the first of a brace of bottlings to mark the acquisition and rebirth of Bruichladdich distillery. It's 12 years old. Its dram is the Ancien Regime, 100% bourbon cask matured, among the very last spirit to be distilled under the old order. A final glorious flourish and the marker laid down for those yet to come. It's an unpeated Islay single malt Scotch whisky, non-chillfiltered. Yep. So we're going to have a wee tasting of this one. Of course, Bruichladdich was closed for several years under the old order, and it was only recently, in the last like 10-15 years, purchased. In fact, it was in December 2000 it was purchased by an independent owner, a wine merchant, and surprisingly away from the majors, of course, who would prefer to just close these distilleries down and demolish them rather than selling it to a competitor, which sucks ass, but such is capitalism. But anyway, let's have a little dribble in here. It's the Ancien Regime. I love the Bruichladdich bottlings, they're great. The whole design of them is fantastic. It's original, unique to the whisky industry. Okay, so I don't have any guidance with these at all, so fresh. Distinctly distinct sea air type scenario going on there, just as you would find in other such malts such as Old Pulteney, unpeated malts such as Pulteney, Clynelish. Quite a peppery influence. I'm just trying to put my finger on. Maybe slightly licorice there. Anyway, we'll now endeavour to take a little tasting. It's very dry. Bruichladdich is one of the two distilleries on Islay which are traditionally unpeated. The other being Bunnahabhain. Of course, both having experimented with peated malts. But this being an unpeated production at 12 years old, certainly kind of black pepper taste to it, seaweed. It's quite kind of sweet as well. Sweet as in toffee caramel, with maybe a hint of vanilla fudge. Maybe more vanilla fudge than toffee or caramel. Vanilla fudge, toffee, vanilla fudge, pepper, delicate saltiness, seaweed. Straight with a tad of water, just a little drop. So possibly taking on a little more fruity flavour with water. You still get the pepper through quite strongly, with maybe a touch of something more tropical, less domestic fruit like pear or melon, perhaps melon. Oh yeah, it's a lovely, absolutely divine whisky. one of the things I appreciate a lot about Bruichladdich is the still not having actually seen or taken a tour at the distillery or seen any of the machinery. I am aware from reading your Whisky Waking a Giant that the distillery still hosts all the Victorian machinations within the distillery, where most distilleries have gone over to computers and stuff in the last 50 years. Bruichladdich still has the same technology it did as it was when it was first founded. I remember reading in the book when they first got the keys to get inside it after they'd made the purchase, and they saw the state that everything had become after being, you know, essentially left to rot over several years. They were quite dismayed as to the amount of work that lay ahead of them in cleaning up and essentially getting it back to working order. So I really respect the fact that that happened without upgrading to computers and replacing essential historical working parts of the distillery. It's great to preserve these things, and even though the whisky range, the bottling and the design, etc., and the experimentation that goes on at Bruichladdich, which I still find is pretty commendable, it's really interesting the fact that the actual distillery itself is still preserving what it was before and is kind of a relic in that way, unlike several of its other compatriots even on its own particular island. But it's all good, it's all good. We're digging that shit. Who's good?